is up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Fandom Fight. I am your host, the King, Kaleb Koho, back again with another installment of Debut Players Week here in Fandom. And here to help me call this one, I have a very special co-host today, the arsonist, Jay Burns. How you doing, Jay?
I'm good. I'm invisible. Y'all can't see me, but I am here. So I'm ready to see this. Let's get into this.
Absolutely. So today we have someone that you're pretty familiar with, Caleb Lil Boat Boatman, one of our admins here, one of the heads of Movie WarZone, stepping into the fandom ring, finally making his fandom debut after his really solid multiplex debut in the Gauntlet at the Last Stand. And then we have a completely unknown quantity in Thomas Scully. So this will be a very fun match to see what each of them could bring and how this goes today. We're going to go ahead. We'll put up the promos and hear what these guys have to say right now.
Okay, let's do this one last time. It's me, your friendly neighborhood Lil Boat here. I'm ready. You know, I had a great debut at the Multiplex Gauntlet. That was a whole lot of fun. It was 1 point from winning that whole thing. And yeah, I'm here to play, to have a good time, to show my skill. I don't consider my skills in fandom quite as good as my skills in, like, Movie WarZone, but I do think I'm going to have a good time here. I'm excited to see what Thomas can do. I think this is going to be a really fun time. Let's get into it.
What's up, guys? I'm Thomas Scully. Most of you have no idea who I am, but that's good. I like to come in, be a bit of an unknown quantity, like to surprise a lot of people. I've been watching the Schmodown for a few years now. I've been watching all the Inner Geekdom matches, been playing along at home, and I feel like my level of geek knowledge rivals that of some Schmodown competitors. I mean, I will play along in matches, and I'll be right there with all the competitors. So I'm here to have a good time, excited to see what Caleb can do, and hopefully both of us can have a good time, but at the end, only one's going to be left standing, and I hope that's me.
Very cordial, very happy promos from the two guys. I absolutely love the Into the Spider-Verse reference that Boatman made because, as you all know, that is my favorite movie from last year. But, Jay, any thoughts on these two very nice promos?
Yeah, I thought it was a little bold of Thomas to say that he knew as much about Inner Geekdom movies as, like, Mark Ellis does. It's a strange strategy, but I can't wait to see how it works out for him. And Into the Spider-Verse was my favorite movie of last year, so let's give Lil Boat the win and get out of here. I got shit to do.
All right, well then with that, we'll get into our proper introductions. Introducing first, coming to the ring with a record of 0 wins and 0 defeats, making their Fandom Fight debut. They are Caleb Lil Boat Boatman and his opponent, also making his Fandom Fight singles debut, Warhawk, Scully. All right, gentlemen, round one's going to work like this. This is our whiteboard round, or pen and paper, whatever you have. We don't discriminate. We will have you write down the answer to your question and show it to us for the entirety of the round, all 10 questions. If you get all 10 right, you will get a bonus question worth 1 point just to you or both of you if you both get a perfect first round. You have 3 repeat for the entirety of a match and a challenge rule. Any questions as we get into round number 1?
Nope, let's do it.
Is mayonnaise a fandom?
Unfortunately, you are in the wrong division to be making TV references. Alrighty then, your first question comes in the category of the MCU. Who plays Bill Foster in Ant-Man and the Wasp?
Just watched this movie the other day again.
Yes, it's alright. It's fun. It's just not memorable.
The only thing that's memorable about it is the same thing that's memorable about the first. It's Luis's breakdown. 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Thomas.
I got Lawrence Fishburne.
That is correct. And Boatman.
He's not Samuel L. Jackson. He's Lawrence Fishburne.
All right. Already starting off tied at 1 as we get to the next question from Jay Burns.
All right. In DreamWorks Animation is your next category. Who does the opening narration of Shrek 2?
Shrek 2 and Shrek. Which one is the
Question: Are you looking
raging
for the
debate
character
about
or the actor?
Character. Looking for the character. You're looking
Yes.
for I believe Cain McMillan sits on the side that Shrek 2 is the best, and Jim Green says that Shrek on VHS is the best.
You know what? I gotta go with your teammate.
3, 2.
Shrek on VHS is the best movie.
Not wrong. Pens down. We'll start with Boatman.
Shrek 2 is better. It's Prince Charming.
It is Prince Charming and Thomas.
Love to hate him, Prince Charming.
That is correct. All right. Your next question comes in the category of Star Wars, a galaxy far, far away. Who goes into the woods to talk to Rey after she runs off after touching Luke's lightsaber in Star Wars, The Force Awakens? Force Awakens, least favorite of the Disney era Star Wars movies. Least favorite. Still good.
Well, at least you're not like Mr. Commissioner who has a bone to pick with The Last Jedi.
Last Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie, period. 5,
Ooh.
4, 3,
I love that movie.
2.
And it's still not my favorite Star Wars movie.
1. Pens down. We will start with Thomas.
BB-8.
It is indeed BB-8. We will go to Boatman.
Oh, I said Finn.
BB-8 is correct.
All right. Your next question comes in the realm of Marvel. In what Marvel film will you find the main character stealing a car and then running away from the cops by driving it backwards?
Interesting one. Quite interesting question to be throwing at these guys right now. But this is gonna be fun. Let me just see if they get this.
You ever run away from the cops after stealing a car and driving it backwards?
I learned everything I know from Tomater. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I can't even touch that.
Pens down. We'll start with Boatman.
Was it Kick-Ass?
It is not Kick-Ass. We'll go to Thomas.
I blanked. I just said X-Men.
Also incorrect. Looking for Kingsman, Secret Service.
Dang it, that's my other guess.
Everybody always forgets it's a Marvel movie.
Yeah, I completely forgot that was Marvel.
Good question.
Alright.
Very, very, very good question.
Your next question comes in the category of Middle Earth. Who kills Smaug in Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies? Yeah, Middle Earth, not my strong suit. Not my strong suit.
I scored more points than Dave in the Full Metal Random that the other day.
Robert also wrote that Full Metal Random, and I got like 2 questions right. So 5, 4, 3,
Some of them were
2,
deep.
1. Pens down. We will start with Thomas.
Bard.
Bard is indeed correct. We will go to Boatman.
I had Thorin.
Ooh, all right.
Shoots the
Thomas
black
staying
arrow
ahead
on
by
the
2.
shoulder of his son. Bold move.
All right, your next question comes in the Wizarding world. What spell is Harry trying to cast at the beginning of Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban?
Ooh, yeah. This was definitely the hardest question in round 1.
We are looking for a specific spell, so we will be a little bit.
I don't know how to cast spells, but I have seen every Wizarding World movie. That does include the Crimes of J.K. Rowling.
Well,
5,
it's about
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We will start with Boatman.
I know it's like a light spell. Is it Lumos?
Ooh, so close. We will go to Thomas.
Lumos Maxima.
Dang it!
It is Lumos Maxima. So close.
in Disney animation. What is the name of the star that Ray calls his girlfriend?
This is a good question. Princess and the Frog. Underrated one. Underrated. Go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Boatman.
Was it Evangeline?
It is Evangeline. We'll go to Thomas.
Evangeline.
Hey.
That is correct. Big pull. All right, your next question comes in the realm of Studio Ghibli. Studio Ghibli. In the English dub of what Studio Ghibli film will you find Judy Greer playing a character named Yuki? Cain has been very clutch with Studio Ghibli questions. So is Polyama. They both have been just helping me out a lot here.
It's a great run of movies. It's not gonna lie.
5, 4,
Still the first Mononoke is the best.
2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Thomas.
I just said Princess Mononoke. I suck at Studio Ghibli.
That's incorrect. We'll go to Kaleb.
Yeah.
Was it Ponyo?
It's also incorrect. Looking for The Cat Returns. The Cat Returns.
Okay, would not have gotten that.
Your penultimate question. In DC, who was revealed to be Laurie Jupiter's father in The Watchmen?
Watchmen, one of my all-time favorites. Probably my second favorite DC movie.
Went back and rewatched it like 2 weeks ago. A lot better than I remember.
That director's cut is the only way to watch. Do not watch theatrical. Theatrical cuts out way too much.
Yes.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Boatman.
No idea. Night Owl?
That's incorrect. We'll go to Thomas.
Dr. Manhattan?
That's
Ooh,
also incorrect. Looking for the comedian.
Oh.
Both?
I was...
All right, and your final question of the round comes in the category of Pixar. Besides Nemo, who was the only other fish from the ocean in the tank in Finding Nemo?
Can you repeat the question? I didn't hear all of it.
That's okay. I'll give you a technical repeat on that. Pixar. Besides Nemo, who was the only other fish from the ocean that was in the fish tank in Finding Nemo? Finding Nemo, probably my third favorite Pixar film of all time. Third or fourth. Somewhere.
I don't think I'd put it in my top 5, but I love it.
4. Ooh, 3, 2, 1. I would love to hear what your rankings are afterwards. Heads down, we'll start with Thomas.
Is it Gil?
It is Gil. We'll go to Boatman.
It's Gil.
Indeed it is. All right. So at the end of round number 1, Thomas is in the lead with 7, but Boatman is close behind with 4. But anything can happen as we get into round number 2, which is the wheel round. You're each going to get a chance to spin from the lovely wheel from wheeldecide.com. If you like the category you land on, you are going to get 5 questions worth 2 points apiece. You can go to multiple choice, but it devalues the point down to being only worth 1. If you don't like the category you land on the first time, you are allowed a mulligan, but you are stuck with whatever category you land on the second time. All of you both have all 3 of your repeats and your challenge intact. Any questions as we get to round number 2?
Nope, let's do it.
Let's go.
All right. Well, Thomas, you are in the lead. Would you like to go first or second? The categories on the wheel today are DreamWorks, Wizarding World, DC, Star Wars, Disney Animation, scores and soundtracks, Fandom Oscars, and Marvel.
I'll spin first.
Alrighty. We'll go ahead. Just real quick, because I forgot to put opponents and then prep it real quick. Kane will cut it all out. No, he won't. He'll make me look stupid. Alrighty. Your first spin is away. And it lands on Fandom Oscars. Would you like to keep it or spin again?
You know what? Let's spin again.
All right, we'll go ahead. We'll give you that second spin, and it lands on Opponent's Choice.
Ooh, that figures.
All right, Bowman, what is Thomas going to get questions from?
I'm gonna give him Fandom Oscars.
All right, Fandom Oscars it is. I'll go ahead and proctor the questions for round number 2. To both of you, your first question in round number 2, Fandom Oscars, Thomas. Who is the only person to be nominated for an Oscar for their performance in a Star Wars film?
Do I write it down or do I just say it?
You can just say it.
That's a good question.
Give me multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, James Earl Jones, B, Ewan McGregor, C, Carrie Fisher, or D, Alec Guinness.
Alec Guinness.
That is correct for a point. Your second question in Fandom Oscars. What was the first James Bond film to win Best Original Song?
Goldfinger.
That is incorrect. Boatman, the chance for a 2-point steal.
Skyfall.
That is a big 2-point steal. All right. Your third question in Fandom Oscars. Who was nominated for an Oscar for composing the score for Star Trek The Motion Picture?
Give me multiple choice.
All right. Your multiple choice options are A, Jerry Goldsmith, B, James Horner, C, Leonard Rosenman, or D, John Williams.
I'm going to go Jerry Goldsmith.
That is correct for a point. All right, your fourth question, penultimate one of the round. How many total Oscar wins does the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise have?
Multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, 0, B, 2, C, 1, or D, 3.
Three.
That is incorrect. Boatman, the chance for a 1-point steal.
I'll say 2.
5.
I said 2.
Oh, 2. Sorry. That is also incorrect. Looking for 1. One Oscar. Best visual effects for Dead Man's Chest. All right, and your final question in round number 2. What Harry Potter film garnered a nomination for Best Cinematography?
Ooh.
Multiple choice.
All right, your multiple choice options are A, Prisoner of Azkaban, B, Goblet of Fire, C, Half-Blood Prince, or D, Deathly Hallows Part 2.
It was Alfonso Cuarón who directed it, so I'm going to say Prisoner of Azkaban.
That is incorrect. Boatman, the chance for a 1-point steal.
Can I hear the options again?
Yes, you can. Your options are A, Prisoner of Azkaban, B, Goblet of Fire, C, C, Half-Blood Prince, or D, Deathly Hallows Part 2.
I'm going to say Deathly Hallows Part 2.
That is also incorrect. We were looking for Half-Blood Prince. Half-Blood Prince, Bruno Del Bono, who's never not...
My least favorite of the Harry Potter films.
Ooh, I hate Order of the Phoenix. That's the one I don't like. All right. At the end of Thomas's round 2, he's managed to get himself up to 9, but with that big 2-point steal, Boatman is right behind him with 6. And Boatman, you're going to get a chance to spin from the wheel right now as it makes its way back up on screen. All right, and your spin is away, and it lands on Star Wars. Star Wars.
Spin that again.
All right, you're stuck with whatever you land on, and it lands on Wizarding World.
Okay.
Wizarding World.
I'm okay with that.
All right, Boatman, your first question in Wizarding World round number 2. Your first question: who plays Ginny Weasley in the Harry Potter series?
Oh crap! I don't know her name. Multiple choice, please.
Your multiple choice options are A, Julie Walters, B, Bonnie Wright, C, Fiona Shaw, or D, Eleanor Columbus.
Fiona Shaw.
That is incorrect. Thomas, the chance for a 1-point
Bonnie
steal.
Wright.
That is correct for a point. All right. Your second question: what is the name of the ghost played by John Cleese in the Harry Potter films?
Sir Nicholas or Nearly Headless Nick. 2
points. All right, your third question. What U.S. state is Newt Scamander originally traveling to in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them?
He's going to Arizona.
2 more points. All right, your fourth question in Wizarding World. Who wrote the screenplay for Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald?
J.K. Rowling.
That's another 2 points. And your final question in Wizarding World. What was the first challenge in the Goblet of Fire?
It was to fight a dragon.
That is correct for 2 points. All right, so
hold on a sec. I mean, I mean, like, I feel like I have to step in here, but because the first challenge, the objective was to capture the golden egg by going through a dragon. So I mean,
Are you officially challenging?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I'll challenge.
All right. Back from review under challenge, speaking with the Wizarding World expert in the room, we are going to award Boatman the points on that one, as the question is not super specifically worded, but it's also he has to fight the dragon to get the egg. So Thomas will lose his challenge for the match, and at the end of round number 2, Boatman is up to 14. Thomas is trailing with 10. But anything can happen as we get into round number 3, which is the betting round. You are each going to get a chance to get some points of a question. We'll be throwing out a category. You will tell us how many points you'd like to bet between 0 and 2 points after we give the category. Once we get your bets, we will give you the question, and if you get it right, you will gain the points you bet. If you get it wrong, you will lose the points you bet. We will go until someone is mathematically eliminated, or the score reaches 0, or we get through all 5 questions. If we don't make it to the 5th question, it is a technical knockout. Any questions?
Let's do it.
All right. Then your first category that you can bet points on in round number 3 is the MCU. How many points would you like to bet on the MCU?
14.
Unfortunately, only in Fandom Dark, Jay. Only in Fandom Dark. All right, Thomas.
I bet 3.
Oh, you can only bet 2.
You can only bet
right. Sorry.
So 2.
Up there. Yeah. Let's do 2. Yeah.
And Boatman.
I'm letting you come to me. 0.
All right, so Boatman is playing for stats. Thomas, you have 2 points on the line. We'll have you write it down and say it as we get to the next question, which is, what is the name of the Kree extremist who wants to purge Xandar in Guardians of the Galaxy?
Oh.
It's an extremist.
Boatman regretting not betting points. Extremist, you know what I meant, Jay. You know it.
Just as a clarification.
Just as a clarification of my terrible grammar. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thomas, since you bet points.
Ronan for 2 points.
2 points. And Boat.
Ronan the Accuser. Wish I would have bet points.
Is correct. All right. Your second category in which you can bet points is James Bond. How many points would you like to bet on James Bond? 0 to 2.
Oof.
All right. With that, Thomas is only down by 2. It's 14-12. Let's see how this next category goes.
I like my Bond category, so I'll go 2.
All right. 2. And Boatman.
Still playing it safe. 0.
All right. Your question in James Bond then. In what James Bond film does M die in? Boatman is panicking. He's doing the reverse Brian Michaels. The reverse Brian Michaels strategy. I like it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll start with Thomas.
The best Bond film to date, Skyfall. 2
points. And Boatman.
I hate everything Skyfall.
Gotta start betting points, Boatman.
Now we are all tied up at 14 as we get to our third category of Disney live action. How many points would you like to bet on Disney live action? This is going to be interesting. We're all tied up now.
Ooh, this has just gotten good.
All right, Thomas, how many points you bet?
I'll go 1.
And Boatman.
I'm also going 1 because I'm afraid it's a Pirates question.
Well,
I'm
your
hoping
question in Disney live action. Tilda Swinton plays a villain in what live-action Disney franchise?
You just want the franchise, right?
Just the franchise. I don't need any specific film, just the franchise. All right. Boatman is really kicking himself that he didn't bet anything on those first 2. We hope.
Yes, he is.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. We'll go to Thomas.
Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
That is correct. And Boatman.
Narnia.
Yep, Narnia is correct. And are still tied at 15 as we get to the fourth category of scores and soundtracks. How many points would you like to bet on scores and soundtrack? This is getting intense.
Ooh.
This is going to be a photo finish.
And or soundtracks. which is weird because
I
I
know
always been 4 questions.
I know a lot. We're gonna go 5. 4,
I do not.
3, 2, 1. Thomas, how many points are you betting on scores and soundtracks?
Just 1.
And Boatman.
Also betting 1.
All right. They are staying in perfect lockstep as we get to your questions, scores, and soundtracks. What song is sung at the start of Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End? Thought you were out of the woods when you got the Disney live action question, didn't you? That's what I thought.
Leave it up to Koho to ask 4 Pirates questions in a single match. This is why you don't let him write
4. I did not ask 4.
I'm sorry. This is the 3rd question about Pirates.
3rd. That's only because we got to Fandom Oscars.
Wait till the next question. It's gonna be Pirates.
1. Hands down. We'll go to Boatman first this time.
Was it A Pirate's Life for me?
That's incorrect. We'll go to Thomas.
Hoist the colors.
That is correct for a big point.
Ooh.
All right, the first one that Boatman's missed in round 3.
In my opinion, the best opening to any Pirates film. That was a fantastic opening.
I don't disagree. I actually don't disagree with that. All right, your final category. It all comes down to this, as it is 16 to 14. Your final category to bet points on is DC. How many points would you like to bet on DC?
Let's see where
this has been a fantastic match.
Thomas could bet 0. Lil Boat could bet 2. They could tie and go to sudden death.
That's true. This is going to be 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Thomas, how many points are you betting?
DC is a mixed bag for me, but I'm going to go with 1 point for the win.
Ooh, all right. And Boatman?
I bet 2 because I knew I had to.
Ooh,
all right.
Okay.
All right.
Boatman's good at math. It's confirmed.
Boatman, if he gets this right and Thomas gets this wrong, could win the match. So here we go. Category of DC. Who directed Swamp Thing?
Never let it be an easy question. Never let it be an easy question.
This is intense. I mean, it's a director question, so like at least it was like a director question, so it's like you just guess a name. But at the same time, we didn't want to make it too easy. It's the last question.
At the exact same time, I don't think that they were expecting the title Swamp Thing to come out of your mouth. I don't think anybody really remembers that was a movie.
That's true. It's very true. Go 5, 4.
Repeat.
Okay. That is Boatman's first repeat. Category DC. Who directed Swamp Thing?
It was a multiple repeat too, so it's extra.
Multiple choice repeat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, pens down. We will start with Thomas.
Is it Richard Attenborough?
All right, over to Boatman.
Good game.
And your winner, the Warhawk, Thomas Scully.
Wow.
They both got it wrong. The answer was Wes Craven.
Oh.
Wes Craven.
Oh crap!
Oh,
I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot.
That actually makes sense. I've never seen Swamp Thing, but Wes Craven directing it makes sense.
Unbelievable match, Jay. Wow, what are your thoughts on that one?
Well, it looked like it was gonna be Lil Boat's game to win after him coming out of round 2. But I think him not betting anything on those first 2 questions in round 3 really kind of bit him in the ass. This was an amazing debut by both players. This was the most entertaining portion of my day because I'm about to head into work. Yeah, congratulations to the winner, and Lil Boat, you scored points. That's nothing to hang your head about. You almost got it.
Awesome game, Boatman. Awesome game.
That was a phenomenal debut from 2 rookies that, oh my gosh, both of these guys played an outstanding game, and I guarantee you this is not the last we've seen of either of them this year. But yeah, we're going to go ahead. We'll get into post-match interviews, starting with our winner, Thomas Scully. How does it feel to start off your fandom career with a win?
Feels good. It feels really good. I'll tell you. I saw some polls in the Multiplex chat that said Kaleb was going to be the new contender in Fandom Geek. And when I saw I was matched up with him, I knew I had to bring my A game. So I studied hard, watched old Schmodown matches, and I pulled through. I need to work on my Fandom Oscars though, because that almost killed me. But all in all, great to get the win. Awesome playing Boatman. I hope I get a chance to play him again because this could be. Oh, hold on. My computer zapped out for a second. But all in all, a fantastic match. Props to Boatman. He's a hell of a player, and he's just got to bet more points in round 3 next time.
Honestly. Absolutely. You came in, you showed that you knew your stuff, and now you're not an unknown quantity, and it's going to be very fun to see your next match. Whoever I get put up against, I just got to study. I just got to work on all facets of the game. Whoever comes out of it, I hope we have as good of a match as we just did. But again, I'll be looking to go 2-0 and continue on that trail. Absolutely. Thank you so much for playing. You had a phenomenal game. Congrats on your. And we'll go over to someone who should not even be remotely upset about their performance, Kaleb Boatman.
No, he should not. That was a phenomenal match.
You showed that when we saw you come into the gauntlet, we knew you were going to be a Rookie of the Year contender in any division you went into, and you still are, despite starting off with a loss. That was a tough game that you played. How do you feel about your performance?
I feel good about my actual answering question ability. I don't feel good about my knowing what I know ability and betting points and actually doing that. So I'll have to actually work on knowing when and when not to bet points, because the only time I bet 2 points was the time that I didn't get it right. So I'll have to work on that. But no, Thomas played a great game. He was a phenomenal competitor. It was a tough match, and I'm excited to see who I'm gonna play next, and hopefully win that one.
You are definitely not out of the running to make it into the tournament. There will be a potential play-in match for you against some other 0-1s, but you're not out of tournament contention yet. So I can't wait to see you come back and play again. It's going to be a great. You're going to do great whenever we see you next. So, unfortunately, you are walking out of here with an 0-1 record, but that does not say anything about your performance. You played absolutely great. And with that, I will throw it up to the desk to Jay Burns for his final thoughts.
The both of y'all did a wonderful job. This was an insane match. Never doubt yourself, and always remember Wes Craven directed the Swamp Thing.
I like this quick, brief closing thoughts. This was a phenomenal match. Both these guys, it's a tough match for both of them. Putting them on that schedule now, hindsight 2020, maybe not the best debut matchup for two players, but that was a phenomenal. Both these guys are so super strong at this, and I can't wait to see both of them going forward. So with that has been Fandom Fight. That has been Boatman. That has been Thomas. That has been Jay. I have been Kaleb. This has been Fandom Fight. And we will see you guys not next week. We'll see you tomorrow with another debuting players match. We'll see you all